It's fucking loud in there. Be careful. It's fucking loud.
You didn't... Where's the ticket?
What?
Give the ticket. Come on. The ticket. Give it up.
Hand him the ticket. Let Dan have a look.
It's my 15 minutes. Come on.
I got my big headphones on.
The Minotaur guy is about to go. I want to see that guy.
I don't know if you can't call them big headphones if you're just holding your hands over your ears.
I'm a werewolf, dude. I've got super sensitive hearing.
Okay.
So these are loud trucks.
Yeah.
What are you asking? Because my hands, I've got a great seal
Just
here.
Put your hand down. You can
Hold
hear
on,
better.
I'm gonna open up one hand. Talk
okay,
fast.
Fine. Give Dan the ticket so he can go. It's his turn to watch the monster.
You waited too long to talk. All right, when I open my hand, talk.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Okay, give Dan the ticket. It's his turn to watch the trucks.
Megalodon is going, dude.
Oh, give you the ticket. It's in my back pocket. Go ahead.
Fish it out.
All right. It is so wetty back here, dude. What happened to you in there?
Hold on, I'm gonna lift the other hand, and you. What's wrong?
I'm not raising my voice. It's sweaty. Why is it all sweaty?
I think it's oil.
What? How close were you?
It's oil, dude.
How close were you?
I got pretty fucking close, dude. I look like a real monster truck fucking badass.
You were out there on the course?
What'd you say?
Look at his shoes. They're all muddy.
You were on the course, dude?
Yeah, I was on the course. I took a fucking roll, dude.
Whoa.
Are you running from them?
Did you stomp
Dude,
anything?
I fucked up Samson, dude. Both fists are gone.
Whoa.
Was Megalodon there?
Or was it... It might be only one fist. I can't remember. All I know is whatever fists were on Samson are gone.
Yeah, you can take some fists, I'll tell you that.
Do you think Truckosaurus is going to be out there later?
All right, I'm going. I got the ticket. I'm going to go check it out.
Yeah, you've been on your time this last 10 minutes, so...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it means you only got 5 more
minutes. Idiot, wasted all of his good.
He's not going to be let in if he's skipping towards the fucking entrance.
I don't know what he's doing.
He's fucking high on life, dude. He
What's
loves
it?
the road.
What's it like in there?
I'm not joking. It's super fucking loud.
Yeah.
But also, it's, the type of people that you would think would be at a monster truck show.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking worse.
That sounds good. A lot of chicks.
Yeah. There's some chicks.
We've been on the road. I've been looking at YouTube for so long, dude. I don't even care how hairy these chicks are.
I will say this. The percentage of female skin to male skin is like 1-to-1, but that's because these women are really big. So in sheer volume, there's an equal amount of women, but there's fewer women, if that makes sense.
That makes, yeah. I mean, well, when you've got so much extra skin, you're making up for 2 or 3 missing women at that point.
Yeah.
And I bet there's a lot of women that go missing around here.
I bet that's probably why only the big women, you see them. They're the ones that are hard to take. Like Dan's little ass. It's fucking loud, right?
Oh my God, it is so loud.
I know, you didn't even make it 5 minutes.
Oh my God. Huh?
It's Kron's turn.
Let me get the oily ticket, dude. I'm going to go climb one of those big women.
Keep the chain going, dig it out of his pants.
All right.
It's so loud.
Dude, you got a skid mark on your back.
Say it's oil. Say it's oil. I'm giving you an out.
It's from the last 300. He was like, oh, we're not stopping. It's Sosa Bones' fault.
All right, I don't want to waste my time. I got to go find one of these big women.
Okay, fuck off. And now he's skipping too. Why are you guys skipping everywhere?
He's got to find some linen. What? It's fun to skip. Is he skipping? I heard that.
I didn't hear what he said.
Stop skipping, dude.
I didn't hear what he said. I thought this sucks, dude. Not since Judas Priest at the Family Arena have my ears hurt so bad.
I think it was they were too loud for the venue. I don't think it was. I think it's the other way around.
We don't need to break the kayfabe right now. You know Cryi's not going to come back in 15 minutes. We just know how he is.
He's going to find his way on one of the crews, and they're going to think he's funny. And
oh, God.
Women are going to talk to him.
I can't imagine that. We're going to get all these monster truck crews in the Discord just like talking about how great he is, and then you and I are going to have our side texts like consoling each other like, no, you're cool too, man.
Let's be mean to him.
Yeah. Well, they'll take turns on whether they're mean to you or mean to me. And it makes me feel so bad when they're mean to you. I can take it. I know you can't. Yeah, I'm glad I got to go first, though. I got to fucking flip Samson. You got to go in.
Loud.
Yeah. And I would say the show's probably got another hour and a half, so you and I should probably figure out something.
Well, I mean, we got movies. That's what we do.
Yeah. Truck's got a full tank, dude.
So tonight, it's Rolling Vengeance on 5-Day Rentals. Welcome, everybody, to 5-Day Rentals. We're on the run. We're having fun in the big rig. I'm Laundry Dan, and tonight I'm going to be taking you through a Canadian classic from 1987 called Rolling Vengeance, directed by Stephen Hilliard Stern. It's going to be fun. Monster trucks, big rigs. We got it all. Oil stains. Fucking men, dude. I can't do it alone. Two guys are with me as always, that I always throw mashed potatoes at every time I see them. It's Bones and Cryin. Howard, how are you?
What's up, chicken shit?
Don't make me come up on you.
You said there's a lot of dudes in this movie, and it's because most of the women die.
Hey, way to be a downer and a spoiler.
Hey, most of the women die, but we get top tier 5DR girlfriend in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
What, dude? The ladies at the beginning die, but the other ladies you get to see all of them.
Yeah, and one of them I hope got their money back.
The one on the swing?
Yeah.
That was a bad titty job.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
They were like a water balloon, yeah.
Not just that, I think, facing the way wrong direction. Like
there's that one, and the chick on the swing just has like a blank, like a deer in the headlights stare for every scene she's in.
Yeah, I definitely feel bad for these extras.
It feels like Tiny's bar would be fun for one night, but then the next night you'd be like, I should probably go home.
How long's the night? I think it'd be good for 15 minutes, and then...
we could have a good time at Tiny's. We could get into Tiny's.
The weird thing about Tiny's bar, though, is that it's also Tiny's dining room and living room, apparently. So there's a 50-50 chance you're going to hear or see a family argument.
You could also buy a nice used car.
For $600.
Can you believe
dude.
those prices?
It's crazy in
insane.
89.
Did were you guys sort of shocked that some of this wasn't models? On my second watch,
Like
that
the women?
yeah, my second watch, the car lot crushing. There were times where I thought, are these models? I was like, no, this is just bland Canadianness.
Well, I think 87 is like when we grew up, a monster truck jam was they just hit the ramp, did the cars. Nowadays, if you go, I think I went last year to Monster Jam. They're doing backflips and all kinds of shit with those things. Yeah, this is the 87 is the time of Bigfoot, like Gravedigger, those guys. 87's huge. It's like wrestling and fucking monster trucks are
it's
in.
It's getting to its peak because I looked this up. 79 is when he built first Bigfoot. Yeah.
Okay.
Because honestly, this truck seems to have a little bit of an issue. I feel like 5 years later, one of those trucks wouldn't have had the issue. And I say that knowing that the used car lot sequence should be set up in a way of him still sort of learning it. So I'll forgive it. But throughout the movie, it does seem like it's still a little too sluggish and awkward.
I mean, does it not crush cars? Does it not do everything you could ask of a monster truck vehicle?
I mean, it does. I mean, Liam Neeson technically throws a punch, but I can see that he's straining when he does it.
We know you can beat up Liam Neeson.
Yeah. That's one of those facts that just gets more true as time gets on.
I think
As
maybe
he ages?
is it
Yeah.
is it too tall? Maybe
It's too short to its height. The length to height ratio is off. I think.
It's too narrow
Mm-hmm.
in both tire and body. And it doesn't have the wheelbase that we're used to, particularly like if you looked at that first 79 Bigfoot, which was like a F-250. It feels like the wheels are as close together as possible without touching.
It also has a non-functioning periscope, which really damages it.
Did they just shoot like, hey, just go look at shit in the junkyard and we'll see if we can figure out how to weld it onto the truck?
I think so.
Because he just picks up the most random assortment.
yeah, but it's to a great song, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, if you're going to show him getting a periscope, I expect to see him in there. And that's not expensive. I mean, whole box comes down, 2 handles. How hard is that?
Maybe that's what he used at night, or I don't know.
That should have been a scene where like he closed like his windshield, like he moved
Like some
a plate of
protective
steel
sheeting.
as they're like shooting at him, and he closes that and then he looks through the periscope.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe he just looked at the pairs. Maybe he just looked at it and he didn't use it though.
Oh, he's like,
nah.
Mach 2 will have a periscope.
Yeah. Next time,
I think
baby.
this works for what he's doing.
Yeah, I agree.
This movie works. It's got 2 massive issues, but it works.
What are they?
We'll talk about them as we go.
Those
What are we doing here? Where are we at?
Clearly not enough mashed potatoes, number one.
Well, they called for more. This is some top tier goon action, right?
Yeah.
Like, they really make you hate these fucking dudes. And all I kept thinking, like what I wanted to ask you guys, is it more depressing that liberals think this is what the average Trump voter is like? Or is it more depressing that this is what the average Trump voter is like? Because they are living up to the most redneck, inbred.
I mean, that goes, give it up to Canada, because those were actors in Canada doing that.
Right? They're doing their best Ohio impression.
I think that's like 75% of Trump voters. The other 25 is the wealthiest people in the world who
fair enough
have like human toilets.
Well, we got that like hot girls now that are blonde and into like CrossFit and shit that are thinking they're going to transfer over to senators and shit. I think it makes it more funny that they're all bastards from like different women.
Should you feel sorry for those women or
it's their own fault?
Happy that they're dead?
At least he's taking care of them, I guess.
Relieved for them that they're dead.
I mean, they might be the ones up there showing their knockers off.
Could be. Also, Ned Beatty's what, like 45 and his sons are 36?
Well, he's got a bar. I mean,
does that make sense?
Early.
Well, I guess.
Well, you think he's only 45? Well, this is 87,
like
so he could be 45 but look 60.
Yeah, this is 80s Canada, dude.
Yeah, it's the inverse of what it is now.
You got some mileage.
Man, when he jumps off that dock looking like fucking Fonzie Wolverine.
When I first watched it, when I seen him, I was like, he's got a fucking Danzig skull like necklace. Like, what's going on here?
I mean, in 1987, he and I could have worn the same size leather jacket.
Jeez.
But he's good in the movie. Like, he knows what movie he's in. He sells every fucking line. You hate him.
He's definitely having, I would say, the most fun out of any person in this movie. Like, just as an actor who comes in and was like, I understand the assignment perfectly.
Well, to be fair, I don't think anybody else aside from his sons get to have a good time in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. He's a fun villain in it for sure.
Joey has a good time once. Everything else is tragic.
Oh, yeah. And that I felt like that was really tasteful.
Like the love scene?
Yeah, I was like shocked. I was like, oh, okay. Like, it gets the point across. Like, I don't feel like I'm subjecting her to anything. I don't know.
It's got it all, man. I mean,
my mom made you a casserole because your whole family died.
It favors a little bit more tragic. I mean,
it's kind of after school.
I'll go into my like what I think is like the just biggest fault of this movie, and I might be wrong. I'm wrong.
Not enough truck, baby. All right, gentlemen. Look, really hard at my hard drill and rate my Letterboxd.
Can I get an average user rating, please?
This is sitting at a 3.1.
Sorry, got it.
Cryin, I'm shooting from the hip here. I'm going to 3.0 for Dan.
I'm going to give Dan a 3.5 on Rolling Vengeance.
All right, boys. I guess we'll find out when it's all over. Gentlemen, any other thoughts on Rolling Vengeance from 1987 before we get started on this plot?
Best worst music on the show so far?
Yeah, I couldn't even find it. I tried today.
I was able to find like the credits, but not the I don't think they ever released like by the Rolling Vengeance soundtrack or anything.
I couldn't even find some of the composers like on Spotify.
I think IMDb had some of them listed.
Yeah, and I looked them up on Spotify and nothing popped.
Yeah, I was trying to find the one where he montages building his monster truck and
come up on you.
Yeah.
I think that's because these aren't real people. This was a no-holds-barred, cocaine-fueled, like 2-day, don't care how good it is, just write a fucking song about driving at night. Knock it out. That's what we're going with.
Well, I mean,
like they had shot it with the intent of using, licensed songs, and then that fell through.
I mean, they couldn't get Cotton Eye Joe, but
wasn't around yet.
Didn't exist yet.
Cotton Eye Joe seems like it was written in 1973.
Well, I think the original song is like it's like colonial time. I think it's like a slave song.
Cotton Eye Joe is a cultural appropriation?
Yeah. Yeah, the Swedish rednecks took it from us, dude.
Now they just play it at fucking midnight at some random ass bar.
I should be able to reverse my Spotify plays and protest.
Well, you could start by removing it from all your playlists.
Well,
there's one that was the same song.
I want to keep it around.
Where did he come from?
I want my 0.002 cents back for each time I listen to it.
Guys, we start with a big rig running straight at us and our title. And a trucker song to go with it.
I ain't about to get hit like that.
You got scared, didn't you?
Fuck that shit.
It's raining cats and dogs, but Big Joe Russo is waiting for his son, little Joey Russo, to bring in the big load. Breaker 19, or 19, I guess. Joey checks in on the CB and says he's almost there. He made a wrong turn. Pop says, bring it on home, son.
Well, he said he lost 100 miles.
Yeah, he made a wrong turn.
So he drove 50 miles and realized, oop.
Made a Yui, which takes a long time in a big rig, an 18-wheeler Cryin.
Especially when the back of your cargo is wide open to the elements.
Mm-hmm. You
got to be careful.
Why is he 50 miles? I don't know. The geography in this movie doesn't make a ton of sense.
This is his first run. So this is the first time that he's went out by himself without Big Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So he got a little confused. Okay.
Well, he says weather too, right? So maybe he couldn't see the road signs. At least he didn't get bit by the black dog. That's all that matters.
Here we go. You're already doubting Joey, Cryin.
I'm not doubting him. He says that he got 100. I'm just saying what he said, dude.
I know, but you're already insulting Joey's intelligence.
He literally
He's
says
an
it
engineer.
in the movie.
You hate everybody's main character but your own.
He said, I lost 100 miles. I said he lost 100 miles.
Dan, I would think you would be in the market for a new martyr, so your poor motorcycle boy could be let off a little bit, you know?
Me?
Yeah, but I don't think Joey is going to be a new motorcycle boy. I think you're safe from that.
He can never live up to Motorcycle Boy, no.
Sorry, Dad. Didn't feel like driving.
California got me.
Guess I had no place to be, huh?
I was writing poetry in my head. Lost 50 miles.
Give me some more, guys. I'm loving it. Rumblefish, check it out. It's a 5-star banger.
Lost a couple days thinking about how a tire turns. It's kind of like all of us when you think about it.
I think you're going more Bruce Willis than Motorcycle Boy.
That's
there.
all the kind of dumb shit he says, though.
You ever think about the dead dinosaurs that are fueling the American economy? No. I do.
If you guys gave that a rewatch?
Rumblefish?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Haven't seen it on your Letterboxd. All right, Joey, he's running pretty hot. And his friend Steven Tyler welcomes him back. He doesn't look like a lady, but he is a dude. Come on, you start looking up some Aerosmith fucking song titles, because we're in for it. And I don't want you to miss a thing, okay? Use it when Steven Tyler
You got to do it
comes up.
organically. Don't force it.
Jesus, we're on a pot. We're on the show, dude. All right, Steven Tyler welcomes him back from his first trip, as we said. They race. They almost kill a fucking farmer and just laugh it off.
Well, he likes living on the edge.
Yeah. That's 3. Eat my shorts. Joey brings in a booze shipment to Tiny's bar, but has a little trouble backing up. He drops a few boxes off of the truck.
Cryin is immediately checked out and looking through.
He's like, yeah, that's how am I going to use toys in the attic here? He drops a few cases off of the truck. Tiny's sons, who are supposed to be in charge of this warehouse, are hooting and hollering about it. Tiny comes out to smooth things over.
It's like that crate of booze hits the concrete like a rag doll.
All right.
Nice.
All right. That's 4.
What's the oldest dipshit son's name?
Vic.
Vic? Yeah, the Vic spouting this dialogue gave me a big smile. You're 2 hours late, now he drops a damn crate on the ground. Like, he doesn't keep it up throughout the rest of the movie, but his initial intensity he can't keep up. But I was chuckling. I was like, all right, we're in for something good.
I think like multiple times these guys are like literally jumping up and down and shit. Like it's like a pack of hyenas.
Yeah, they're like yokels. I mean,
all right, Tiny.
Literally playing grab ass in their warehouse, like drinking on the job.
It's like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Tiny comes out. He smoothed things over.
What's the great line that Dad says? One of these days, somebody's going to hit you in the mouth and ruin your sex life.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like somebody's going to punch you in the mouth and take away your ability to have sex or something.
There's some pretty decent one-liners in here. My wife watched about 75% of this and then fell asleep. And then in the morning, she's like, what happened? She's like, that was all right. I was like, real? Okay. Big Joe Russo decides to pay for what they broke, of course. The women against drunk driving, they show up. They want to hang some flyers at Tiny's, but he tells them to fuck off with all that.
Boring, dude. These chicks are boring.
I don't know, man. You don't want to be on the wrong side of the wad.
Yeah,
When the wad gets you in its sight.
I mean, it's just a flyer, though. At least they're not like protesting as drunk people leave the bar.
At least. I forget you're on the side of Tiny. You're on the side of freedom.
I'm a businessman, okay?
Okay.
Can't be having these libtards come in here and hanging up flyers. What does he say? He's like, nobody's drunk or some shit.
They're high on a good time.
Yeah.
They're intoxicated on the good feelings they have from being here.
We see one lady.
What are
Tiny
you worried
offers,
about? A juror number 2 situation, lady? Get out of here.
She's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
one
just wait.
of the ladies is Joey's girlfriend.
Cotton Eye Joe's going to come out, and then like 20 years later,
you'll see.
Mickey Rourke fucks up his face, and then about 20 years after that, juror number 2 will come out, okay?
Well, he stars in a fantastic movie by Francis Ford Coppola before that. Then he fucks his face up.
Yeah.
It's called Rumblefish. Check it out. Tiny offers Joey's girlfriend a dancing gig, but she refuses. She's part of WAD.
He can't hold that door open. Like he's like got all his weight and shit, like Ned Beatty, like on that door, and she just like one arms it.
We don't want to like get the cops called on him, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I was like, man, he's really leaning into that. All right, Joey and Pop, they're headed home after they drop this load. But they start getting harassed by Tiny's boys on the way there. They run them off the road. They throw some beer bottles at the big rig.
They're showing them their assholes.
Yeah,
for some reason.
That's distract you. Cryin, I'll show you my asshole when you're trying to do something. If there's ever another meetup.
You're right, dude. It will bother me just like it has in the past when you've shown me.
And it is smell. It's gonna smell.
Mm-hmm. I know it will.
It's gonna be all oily.
Joey smashes into some of them, but Pop says, "Back off, man. Like, just relax."
Look at their assholes, son. Don't get rash here.
Memorize their assholes so we can identify them in a lineup later.
Boys, turn around.
Next to the fingerprint, everyone's anus is unique.
Press them up against the glass. All right, Pop and Joey, they arrive home.
Pull your pants down. We've got one more print to get.
Yeah.
Pop gives some old trucker advice to Joey about not losing your cool.
Hey, Chief, this chick works out. We're having a tough time getting the anal print. Get out the roller. Because, if you had a flat ass, it'd be easier.
Mm-hmm. Get out the footprint paste. I had to get it. All right, where the fuck am I? All right, Joey. He's our main character. Pop gives him some advice about not losing your cool.
We're back at the beginning. Joey's our main character.
If you lose your cool, you lose money. That's what he says. Joey doesn't understand why they work for Tiny, but Pop says it pays the fucking bills, man. It puts food in your mouth. Sometimes you gotta do what you don't like.
Like
Pop
that summer I spent printing assholes.
You think on some nights when I was at the truck stop that I didn't make some money to get some gas home?
How do you think I met your mother? She came in on a B&E. It's apartment building. Anal prints everywhere.
I was number 5, but I was her last.
I was out there bounty hunting.
Pop tells...
Pushing people up against the wall, pulling their pants down. Holding the print up next to them.
Do you really think every asshole has a different... I mean, I guess so, huh?
I would think they're unique, yeah.
Somebody's tested that.
That's a Google search that Cryin can do at his house.
I mean, so there's got to be difference in number of lines.
Look it up.
Polyps.
There I was at the office Christmas party, fucking your soon-to-be mother on the Xerox machine. Wouldn't you know it, I hit that start button. Locked in passion, my chin up against her shoulder. She's rocking and a-rolling, and I look down on that printout, and I see the very asshole I spent years chasing.
Got it tattooed right here.
That's not a spider web on my elbow.
All right, Pop tells Joey to shut the fuck up, and they go over and look at the brand new big rig that he just got. He's like, is that for me? He's like, no, it's for me, dude. You get the old one.
That's not how hand-me-downs work, you dipshit.
And on the door, it says Big Joe, Russo, and Son. So they're partners, man. He wants Joey to be part of the family business. They celebrate Joey's sister's birthday with the family. Joey heads out to the barn to work on his secret project.
All right. This movie is called Rolling Vengeance. We got to a child's birthday, and I was like, this person will die in this movie.
Yep.
100%.
Well, we don't know. And
I had a pretty good inkling when I was watching Rolling Vengeance and a small child was having a birthday party.
And Bones and I will decide if this is a revenge movie or a vengeance movie whenever we're done.
It's in the title.
We'll decide that, Cryin. You don't know what that is, okay?
Wait.
You've lost your right to say what revenge is.
Are you saying revenge or vengeance has to appear in the title for it to qualify?
No, I'm not Cryin.
I'm just saying it's a pretty good indication.
I'm just making sure, because there's certainly some movies, 3-letter titles.
Yeah.
Puppet Master 3?
No. Anyway, moving on.
Oh, you said letters. God damn it.
Idiot.
I thought you said words.
You lost your chance. All right. He goes out to work on a secret project in the garage, but his lady shows up. They start macking pretty hardcore.
But your parents.
Let him watch.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Watch this. He takes her on a ride in Pop's new big rig. They drive past Tiny's, and Joey tells Misty to stay away from those boys in that place. She asks, why do they work for him? And
it's
Joey's
the only building in town, Joey.
Basically. Joey's like, it pays the bills. He's pretty bent out of shape, but Misty brings him back with some smooches. Joey drops the I love ya to Misty, but no funny business, y'all. Looks like this guy needs a hamburger.
Fuck yeah.
He's got them blue balls.
Gotta balance back out your iron, dude.
So they haven't done it yet. I mean, they got it. He's out of high school, right?
Yeah, he's 18 or 19.
Yeah, he's probably like just graduated within a year, I would think.
All right, back at the Russo place, Pops answers some very tough questions from his daughter.
His responses are probably the best case scenario, right?
He truthfully answers those questions and moves on.
Yep.
And gets out of the room.
And we'll leave it up to the listener to figure out or seek out what those questions were.
Big Joe chats with his wife, and he wishes Joey would have went off to college instead of followed in the family business. Well, you should have told fucking Joey that.
I'm sure he did. Joey doesn't listen, dude.
All right. His wife's like, I don't give a shit about
Joey. Why are you critiquing
Joey.
the character, dude? Joey doesn't listen.
Fucking Dan always trying to take these guys down lower than Motorcycle Boy.
Why do you hate the main character so much in my movie?
It's just not Rumblefish, dude. It's every movie.
It's not. I don't know how pointing out a line that he says in the movie is hating on the character.
What was the guy's name in the challenge, Bones? Cryin hated that dude.
Gumby?
He had great hair, though.
Frankenstein's monster?
Scott Glenn's character?
Yeah.
Why do I want to say Rick, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
An actual mop?
See? You hated that dude. It's not just my movies.
Goofy.
You're like, he's not that good at fighting.
He's not that good at fighting.
Whatever. He could kick your ass. He'd kick Dan's ass.
He was buried in a fucking hole for like 3 days,
Yeah,
dude.
He's a fucking badass.
I could do the whole. Hey, shit, dude.
You keep this shit up.
Damn. All right. Big Joe's wife's like, shut the fuck up about Joey. Go check out the closet. I got you a gift. It's a fucking sweet ass jacket that says Big Joe Russo and son. God damn, I love you. Or I like you, I think he says. God damn, I like you.
Jacket's pretty sweet.
It's a
nice.
Awesome jacket. It's a romantic and sweet moment. It truly is. And all it does is reinforce. Fuck.
Is that one of your problems with this?
That it's showing its hand? No.
All right. The next morning, all of the family heads out. Big Joe and Little Joe, they head to work, and the family heads off to the dentist in town. Vic Doyle is the son of Tiny. He's our main, son here. He's the leader of the Tiny's bastard children. They're back at the bar, chugging beers already this morning, or at the warehouse, I guess. Tiny has a tough conversation with Vic about running the warehouse, and his actions yesterday should have never happened, and business and all that type of shit. Vic does get onto his brothers about ass jacking around. On the road, Big Joe's family's heading to town, and Vic and his drunk brothers start harassing him. I don't know. I guess they got on the road.
Showing off their assholes and whatnot.
Showing assholes, throwing beer bottles. They force...
One of those stuntmen almost dies.
I think a few times in
when
this movie.
They take that first turn and get in front of their car.
Yes.
That guy goes over the passenger side. I don't know. Maybe these are these just like stunt dudes, and they're just really hamming it up because they're getting a star in something. Maybe.
Yeah, I would probably say at least a couple of them, right? Are just like predominantly stunt guys.
The fucking Vince Gilligan, like Shane Gillis cowboy character has fucking stuntman vibes.
Mm-hmm.
He's always like laughing every time he has a line.
The real fucked up teeth, and he's got to chew in the whole time. He's got the Aussie cowboy hat.
There's one part where they cut to like the group of them, and he's like laughing when he's not supposed to be.
I think the 2 lines that he has, he's like laughing the whole time. All right, they force Joey's mom to stop. Vic breaks the window with a, I don't know, what do you call that? Like a fucking window breaker?
Yeah, like a punch. Those little spring-loaded punches.
He tries to force Joey's mom to kiss him, but she manages to pull away in the car. Vic and his goons, they follow. They get on the opposite side of her in the other lane, which forces her not to be able to get over. And another big rig is coming, and it happens to be Steven Tyler. His train keeps coming. That's 5. It's his big rig. He smacks into the side of the family. We cut to their funeral. They all passed away.
What?
Yeah, it's tragic.
Why didn't they break?
It's a textbook. Why didn't they do that? Why didn't she just stop and let them keep going? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why not back up?
Well, they like cut her off, and then she follows them like pretty close. She gets right up on their bumper.
Yeah.
And then they get out of the truck. She could have reversed. She's in the other lane. Could have hit the brakes.
Rolling Vengeance from 1987 is all gas, no brakes.
I guess when your adrenaline's up, you know, you're out of your mind. You don't know what you're doing.
But you know what the simple fix is? There's another truck.
That's behind her?
Yeah. That the brothers have 2 trucks and they're fucking around racing each other and doing whatever when they come up on her.
Well, sure, if you want to blow the budget out on this thing.
Okay, you have Ned Beatty on set one less day.
You don't need to comb your hair today, Ned.
Is that a comb? Is that a comb or is that a grabbing the sides of your hair like fucking Ace Ventura does in When Nature Calls, and when he turns around and he's all like tribed out?
Yeah, I guess. So does he has like the cartoon Wolverine haircut, and then he just kind of like folds it.
Yeah, it like rolls in towards his bald spot. It's like like how Trump does the forward and over. It's kind of out and then in.
It's like sex, out and then in, and then out and then in, and then out and then Which way you going?
We got you, creep. The assholes match. This was a setup.
Misty brings over some food later that night. Joey says he feels kind of empty.
My mom made you a casserole because your whole family died.
I like the she knocks on the door or whatever, and the dad's like, "I'm not here." And then she comes in later, and she's like, "How's your dad?" And in my mind, I was like, I'm waiting for him to say like, "Oh, he's not here." But I think what's he say? Like, not great. And I feel empty.
It's been a day.
And this is where I think he should be saying, it was her birthday, and I went out and I worked on my fucking truck.
I don't think he gets out there, though, right? He goes out with Misty that night.
Yeah, he drives Misty around.
Well,
with
good
a new
point.
big rig.
Good point.
Yeah, he could be like, I was with you.
There, okay, even better. Even better.
This is your fault. Big Joe, he has a moment in his daughter's rooms with fucking...
Music boxes?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he starts them all.
It's annoying as fuck.
Drove my dog insane.
It's like, why are we listening to this long?
You gotta admit, though, it would have been the perfect opportunity for an evil little puppet to pop up.
Anyway, back at Tiny's place that night, the bastard sons are feeling pretty guilty about what happened to Joey's ma. Tiny questions Vic and says, this is bad for business. You think? Tiny basically says, don't fuck up again, and lets them have their beer. Oh, we head to court for this accident. They're questioning Vic. He said he had 2 beers that day, and Joey's mom tried to pass them, and she couldn't get back over, and that's when the accident happened.
That's pretty much 0 beers. Oh. 2, that's nothing. I mean, 2 beers, that's basically 1 beer, and 1 beer is like no beer at all, so...
Yeah, I follow. Especially if you're as heavy a drinker as he is.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a problem.
Not you, though.
Mm-mm.
You could drink however up until whenever you want it, and then stop whenever you want it.
Yeah. I don't, need it to fall asleep.
I just want it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you have 2 beers in the morning and go to work.
Well, just so my hands stop shaking.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Mm-mm.
If anything, that's what he should have told the lawyer. It's like, I actually drive better with 2 beers in me.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever seen the guy who eats like the presidents?
Please expand.
So this guy, he does a series where he eats breakfast, lunch, and dinner of what all the presidents ate for basically every day for their breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Is he on fucking Diet Coke and
Yeah, he does Trump.
Fish
He
Delights?
has a Diet Coke with each fucking meal. But he did Harry S. Truman the other day. And I guess Truman apparently started each day with a shot of bourbon. Before breakfast.
Is that before or after
This is before
Hiroshima
breakfast.
and Nagasaki, though?
Before he dropped the bombs.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were lied to about World War II now. I forget.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
What kind of liberal schools did you guys go to? I'm learning about this guy named Hitler. He created the Volkswagen.
I'm just leaving space to edit all this out.
I mean, that is a true statement.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys remember
Question-
that Volkswagen commercial with the little toy?
What did it say?
What? It didn't say anything. It was like a little collapsible thing, and it had that da 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 song in it. You don't remember that from season 1 where I was obsessed with that fucking commercial?
Yeah, and we were like, what are you talking
What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah.
And then you sent it to us the next morning.
Yeah. I don't like unanswered questions. That's why I always get my man and I always get my asshole.
So look on the inside there, listeners. If there is something that's brought up here, normally we will get it 2 days later or a day later.
I still watch it every morning before breakfast with my shot of bourbon.
Oh, so you're onto the Truman now.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
you're not Truman diet?
You're off the
he got that from me, dude.
Okay.
I was doing that. I put him on that.
Now, is that before or after you drop the bomb on your toilet?
Well, that's I do that all the time, dude.
Harry S. Truman, the second famous Missourian we've talked about tonight. The first one being Bigfoot, not the car, the creator. Truck. Sorry. Don't at me, all you monster truck people. Please.
Bigfoot's from Connecticut, dude.
No.
That's where he built that thing.
I thought he was Pacific Northwest. And
Specific.
also, I don't think we can call him Bigfoot anymore.
Why not?
I think it's derogatory. It's Sasquatch.
Nah, I'm going with Bigfoot. Fuck that shit. All right, they question Steven Tyler. And he's like, I don't know. I was just playing with toys in the attic. So there, Cryin, I got that one out of the way for you.
Thank you. You should have done that one when I made that great puppet joke earlier.
Steven Tyler hadn't been brought up yet.
He had.
Well, not at that point in time in the story that we're doing, or the movie or plot analysis or whatever the fuck this is. God damn it. I hate it. All right. He says what actually happened. He tells the story of what actually happened. And that he's like, I can't confirm it. That Vic was driving. Don't know how this worked out.
I think he can confirm that the question they asked him was, did you see his foot press down on the gas pedal?
Of course not.
And he of course says no. And the whole courtroom is like, oh, no one would ever see that. This is a fucking kangaroo court, dude. How is this?
No, it's a really good lawyer, dude.
Or the family has a terrible lawyer representing them.
Well, this wouldn't be the family. This would be the prosecutor. They're not in civil court yet.
What court are they in?
Canadian court.
They're in the Ohio Supreme Court.
There's no jury?
I guess there's not, huh?
Shouldn't Vic should be standing manslaughter charges, right?
Well,
he only had 2 beers, dude.
I mean, not all cases are jury cases, though, right?
Aren't they in? I feel like all like manslaughter and shit. That's all jury.
I went to some liberal school. I don't know how the justice system works.
Cryin, you watched Juror number 2 one time, and now you think you're a fucking expert.
Why are you so mean to me on the last 2 episodes, dude?
Last 2?
Yeah.
What did I say on the last episode?
I don't.
Dan said that like he's mean to you every episode.
It's more mean the last 2, dude.
I'm sorry you feel that way, dude.
There's like a baseline mean, and we're ratcheting up.
It's just a joke. Relax. Shut up, Bones. All right.
Great, Cryin.
I know what he's doing. He's pushing me more to make fun of Bones instead of him.
And the dad's like fucking kick ass at like screaming during this trial.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking lie. Piece of shit.
Order.
Enough with your outbursts.
I will not tolerate these outbursts.
You can't be yelling like that in here, eh?
Yeah.
I know sweet emotions are high right now.
Oh, that's number 8. That's a pretty good one. I'm thinking now, I'm running out and I'm trying to like.
There's 2 big ones left.
All right. Yeah, I know one of them. All right. Big Joe has an outburst and he says, he killed my wife and kids. He needs to be strung up by his balls.
And the crowd loves it, dude.
And the judge looks at him and he says, dream on. Steven Tyler tries to apologize. Oh, the judge decides he's only going to give Vic $300 fine, and he's got to take some fucking classes for drinking 2 beers that day. So basically, he gets off, and not in a horny way. Well, kinda, I guess. I don't know. Steven Tyler tries to apologize, but Joey calls him a hot dog and says he drives like he's got a firecracker up his ass.
This is where he
crazy.
sounds the most Canadian. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I couldn't lie about his foot hitting the pedal, eh?"
When he's on the stand, that's when the most Canadianisms come out. Like, it looked like she speeded up. My brakes were locked up. There's nothing I could do.
While heading out of the courtroom, Tiny lets the Russo boys know they won't be needing their services anymore.
I mean, at this point, they got to be feeling pretty jaded.
Is that 9?
I dropped it. Was Crazy already used? Because I dropped Crazy a minute ago. So I think we're on 10.
No, you dropped Sweet Emotion.
But then I think we were all talking over each other, but I did throw a Crazy in there. When he drives like a firecracker, I said, yeah. Had you already used Crazy?
Hold on, my thing just turned red, which means my internet's out.
We can hear you.
Yeah, still got you.
You're still coming in good, buddy.
Mm-hmm. I think you're looking at your pacemaker.
It's inside of me.
Yeah, but you get a little readout, shit.
All right, what did I just say?
They don't need their services anymore.
You said your internet's out.
And they laugh.
Oh, yeah.
They laugh and drive away.
It's lighted up again. On the way home, the Russo boys stop in at Tiny's because Big Joe feels like having a drink.
These two guys, I guess you could say these deuces are wild.
Yeah, we're getting into the B tier.
Can you sing the chorus of that song?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Better look out, 'cause the deuces are wild.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Don't put him in a corner.
No bigger Smith fan than me, dude.
Who's the lead guitarist of Aerosmith? Cryin?
Well, from what era?
Nice try. That was a solid try.
You tell me.
Yeah.
Which album?
All right. Big Joe wants his beer, but he also takes a fucking big ass wrench with him. He puts it in his boot. They order 2 drafts.
Probably because there was a snake in his other boot.
Are there snakes in Canada?
Another Pixar reference, dude?
Can't help it.
Good one, Cryin.
Well, I mean, I don't get a good job for the setup. Like,
Yeah.
okay. Now you're overcompensating for being a dick to him.
To who?
I see through you.
I was trying to think of an Aerosmith song.
I can't wait till he's just back to like being mean to Cryin. Like when he gets back in the saddle. Just
Did I use that one yet?
I don't know. You might have.
No, I use train keeps coming. You might be good on that one. Cryin, stop looking up who the guitarist of Aerosmith is.
No, I'm just rolling through the songs.
Train keeps rolling. All right, Vic. They ordered 2 drinks, 2 drafts. Vic is coming out of the bathroom. He's already fucked up. They're celebrating because of the cool fucking judge gave him a nice.
So he's had 2.5
today.
beers.
Oh, he's more than 2.5. I think he's having trouble zipping up his fucking pants and shit. But he notices that they're there because Tiny's
I have
like,
that
hey.
problem when I'm sober. My dick keeps getting in the way.
Yeah. He takes the beers. He drinks one of them and says he'll give it back to him in like 20 minutes. It'd be a little warm. That's pretty good. I like that. And then he pours the other one over Joey's head.
You like a warm beer?
Do I like a warm beer?
Yeah, is that what you mean you like about it?
No, I just think that's a good joke. Like, oh, yours will be, I'll bring it back in 20 minutes. It'll be a little warm.
It may or may not be, but subjectively, I have a tough time laughing at this guy, seeing as he's responsible for killing 3 innocent women.
Well, the judge decided that that can't be proven in the court of law. So.
Well, only God can judge.
Who's that?
Moi.
Motorcycle Boy's the only one that can judge me. Steven Tyler notices the Russo's truck at Tiny's. He's like, oh, shit. And he pulls in.
Then he walks this way into the saloon.
Guys, we got a bar fight. I gave you titties. I gave you a bar fight. I gave you big rigs. I'm giving you a monster truck.
There is no
what fucking more do you want from me?
There is no fucking way that Vic gets up after that elbow.
He clocked him, dude.
Joey, that elbow is incredible. The sound, the pop on the edit there's no way. No way.
The fight is for this bar. There's some rough shit.
Yeah. Well, it's
goddamn.
It's one of those good movie fights too, where like once 2 guys start fighting, 40 guys start fighting. Extras are just punching each other for no reason.
People got hurt.
But
pretty sure.
Serious lack of blood, though.
Yes. But yeah, maybe you're right, Bones. Maybe these are just like stunt dudes that are like, all right, we're here, fucking have a good time.
Yeah.
Steven Tyler, he jumps in to help. Tiny gets a shotgun and calms everybody down, but Big Joe smacks Tiny with a wrench in the arm. Some bitch hurt me bad. Big Joe thanks Steven. They get out of there. Steven Tyler gets the shotgun away from Tiny.
Oh,
they get
fuck,
out of there.
That must have been metric. Oh. Shit.
Did you have that fully opened? God damn.
And the dad just drops it, dude.
That's his wrench.
Yeah, I know, but that's like an $85 snap-on.
Mm-hmm.
That shit ain't cheap.
Yeah, it's 87, so that was like a 26.
Yeah.
It'd be replaced, though, for free.
Yeah, but it's an 87 wrench, so it's actually like worth a shit, you know? Forged steel.
So snap-on's like, what happened?
This cobalt aluminum shit.
And you got to convert it to Canadian dollars, so it's actually like 103.
Thanks to Snap-on for sponsoring the show this week. 100% certified. If you break it, they'll replace it. Type in 5DR for 5% off. Later that night, Big Joe can hear Joey working away in his barn. The next morning, Vic and the bastards are chasing old Big Joe's big rig they're waiting for Big Joe's big rig on an overpass. As he passes under, they throw fucking cinder blocks down. Ruthless. This causes Big Joe to have a pretty terrible crash. That crash looks like it fucking hurt as well. You can see there's a fucking real dude in there, it looks like.
It's pretty gnarly.
I was impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Joey pulls his dad out of all the twisted metal. He's pretty fucked up. He gets put in the hospital. Hey, Bruce.
Bruce is coming to say hi.
He got through the door.
Fucking asshole.
He's like, what are you doing, dude?
You're a piece of shit.
At the hospital, Joey promises revenge. I'll get the bastards.
It's probably a revenge movie then.
Then we get a beautiful segment of Joey putting together his revenge plan. It's just him going through a junkyard, finding pieces.
The evidence is piling up.
He's welding. There's the fucking music. It rules. I'm coming up on you this time. Now your butt is mine. It's fucking perfect. And on a perfect note, we might as well go to a piss break. Welcome back, everybody, to 5 Day Rentals. We're smack dab in the middle of Rollin' Vengeance from 1987. Canadian classic. Canucksploitation. This is one of everything's a exploitation now, right?
I think that's like an established one. Canucksploitation.
Yeah.
You got like just things back in, and this, I mean, that's like 80s stuff. I think they got a lot of like government funding though, right? In Canada.
I think RAD. Shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we did RAD, there was some research they got funded.
Mm-hmm. I think it was pretty easy to get like government money in Canada if you were just like, I want to make a movie. They didn't ask too many questions. So they didn't establish if it was going to be good or not.
Good job, Canada.
Mm-hmm. And now we get to talk about all these great movies, so.
Kron, do you have a Canucksploitation category in season 3?
I don't have one, but I mean, never say never. It'd be a fun category.
Maybe Bones has one.
I don't.
But we are smack dab in the middle of Rolling Vengeance. Check it out if you get a chance. Hopefully we've done a good enough job to where you're like, I'm going to watch that one.
Yeah, Joe Bob says, check it out.
3 terrible boob jobs. 1 driller dick.
22 run over cars.
1 sleazy bar. All right, Joey has built
Kung Fu, Truck Fu.
Fu Manchu.
French Fu.
So Joey has been working on this secret project in their family barn that apparently the whole family's not allowed to go into because he's working on this.
They'll see it at the big truck show in November.
Yeah, I mean, but good on his parents for letting him do his thing, I guess. But just completely taking over the family garage and barn seems like an inconvenience.
Yeah, a lot of kids want to move their... Oh, go ahead, Cryin.
Going to be pretty embarrassing when they walk out there and find there's no truck at all. It's just been a jack shack the whole time.
Did you say a lot of kids want to move their room out to the family barn?
I was going to say, a lot of kids when they get into high school, they want to move their bedroom to the attic or the basement. I would have fucking died if I got to move all my shit out to the barn. Like, just take over the whole barn.
I don't think the barn is insulated, though, right?
Dude, I'm keeping it so steamy in there with my jacking. It's be like a damn Swedish sauna.
This guy had fucking Mountain Dew in his garage refrigerator, and he had a barn. Fuck, Brewster's Millions over here, dude.
Untold wealth.
What from that scenario caused you to infer that I did have a barn?
Well, you got an outbuilding. You said you had a barn. You'd love to move into the barn.
Move into the barn.
Okay.
Probably a couple RVs on the property.
Yep.
Why'd you have a barn?
Get on. I don't know. Get off my dick. How about that? I don't know.
All right.
I never said we had a barn. I'm saying how kick-ass would that have been. It doesn't matter. Cryin had the Jack Shack joke. It was better than what I wanted to bring up. I didn't want to bring it up. I'm amazed that you heard the first third of it. But now as I'm trying to explain it, you're not listening. So why are you being mean to me this episode, dude? What the fuck?
Here we go. I'm not the mean one on this show.
Motherfucker buys a soda stream.
Dude, you got a soda stream?
$39 soda stream.
Whoa. Well, how much are the CO2 canisters?
Let's move on.
You're running through one of those, what, once a week?
No, you got to buy 2 at one
far
time.
from it. No, well, I had to buy 3, but I have to exchange out 2 at one time.
God, just boxes of CO2.
It's cheaper than buying fucking cases of pop, dude.
This sounds like it's easier just to go buy some fucking cans.
Easier on the planet? No. You're welcome.
The planet's gone, bro. It was gone in 86. Like,
yeah, it's that.
Pollute all you want.
It's that outlook that got us where we are.
I'm a Mac guy. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, Joey, he's built.
Just picture Bones like fucking. He's got a whole soda jerk thing where he's stirring up the syrup and serving up like egg creams and shit to people.
Blow your fucking mind is what it would do. If you guys ever came to visit.
I like to mix the root beer with the vanilla and a little bit of orange.
I got a neon sign that says Bones Malt Shoppy.
I wrote down Bones Soda Shop, and when I read it a week from now, I'll be like, what the fuck were we talking about? All right, Joey has built this secret
We got to
truck.
talk about the episode descriptions that you've been writing. These college papers.
You think they're too long?
They're way too long.
Thank God.
They're way too long. Yeah. That's why I've been trying to send you like, hey, here's a sentence.
I hate doing it.
Okay.
I hate it. Fucking hate it. It's the worst part of it all.
There was one of them where I wanted to like tell you to change it. I was like, no, you're giving away this character. It's too good of a surprise.
I literally just want to be like, the dirty dudes discuss rolling vengeance.
Yeah. I don't even think you need that. I think it'd just be trucks. Like one word.
Big rigs.
Dirt vengeance.
Yeah. I guess it does make it nice if ever somebody like references a bit and you're like, what episode was that? You can kind of filter through it. But also,
what if you make all the descriptions like truck revenge? You just add revenge to all the descriptions for the episodes.
Is there something for like search optimization that we need to do?
No.
No?
Why would we ever be searching?
Just write penis in all the descriptions.
I'm saying for all the
it's just funny,
people out there looking for monster truck revenge. And of course, penis.
I gotta think it's a revenge category, though. What is a big rigs category?
Little column A, little column B.
There's a guy on the show that hasn't realized what he did.
What?
Added them together, which you shouldn't have.
Added what together?
He put revenge into big rigs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's already been in there.
He bastardized a bunch of categories.
Because you did it.
Who did?
Cryin.
Hey, man, you picked a revenge movie. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I can't.
Don't get mad at me about the revenge stuff and then pick revenge movies.
How many movies out there are? There's like 90% of the movies you watch could be a revenge movie.
Sounds like people got a lot of scores to sell out there.
With the exception of Pin.
I don't know.
That's what
Not a
makes
revenge
That's
movie.
what makes it so special.
Well, Penn got revenge on Terry O'Quinn for holding him back.
You can't even name the character's name. You call him Terry O'Quinn.
He's Terry O'Quinn.
He's
Terry O'Quinn
Dr.
in that
Dad.
movie. He's Terry O'Quinn in Silver Bullet.
He's Terry O'Quinn in Tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
He's Terry O'Quinn in The Rocketeer.
Terry O'Quinn in Lost. Just accept it.
He's Terry O'Quinn in The Stepfather.
Mm-hmm. Terry O'Quinn in The Stepfather 2.
Hey, by the way, rest in peace, Gene Hackman.
Did he kill that lady or what the fuck's going on with that?
As of this record, the news broke this morning, and as the day went on, the thing just got weirder and weirder.
Yeah, at first they were like no foul play at all, and then they were
Carbon
like
monoxide.
probably some foul play.
Yeah. And now they've released that they were mummified, so they've been there for weeks, basically.
What?
Yeah. That was
The last thing I read was they had been there for a while, but I didn't hear mummified.
yeah.
Like somebody scooped their brain out
No,
through
I don't
their
think
nose?
like Egyptian. I don't think there were fucking jars and pennies on their eyes. I think just I'm mixing up my cultures. Sorry. Mummified just in the sense that they had been there so long that.
Oh, that's fucking crazy, dude.
I just love that every news outlet includes the dog, and their dog. It's like,
I think that, for lack of a better term, that adds color to the story, because you're like, wait, what? So the house didn't burn down, so they're all just found dead, and then that kind of helps like the CO narrative, right? Like, okay, yeah, in the night they all just slowly went, but
it's like, he didn't kill these two and then kill himself. It wasn't a murder-suicide.
Oh, we don't know. Let's not.
He's 95.
I don't know if it's a Children of Men thing where just they all just drifted off. I don't know.
God, what if he hacked him up?
Now there's a dog mummy.
I think we need to have a conversation about your puns in this manner, okay?
I haven't showed my ass once. What are you talking about? My buns. Jesus. Come on, it's right there. It's in the name. That's what we do. We're comedians.
Are we?
Some people think we're
I
funny.
don't know what we are.
I don't know. We're not paid for this. I think
we need to start charging.
somebody needs to give us $1, and then
Then we can represent you
Well,
legally
I
without
don't-
any problem.
yeah, that's
Can we make the Patreon 50 cents?
I don't even think if that covers cost. I don't know. But I don't know. It's weird. We're barely podcasters. We're barely film reviewers. I haven't the confidence to say like, oh, I'm a comedian. Fuck no. I never went.
I would say I'm a comedian over a film reviewer.
Just a guy with a closet full of CO2 canisters and
Bring that shit over, dude. I'll mix you up something fierce.
and enough syrups to make your head spin.
I will muddle fresh herbs.
Oh.
All right. Joey has built his killer revenge monster truck. He takes the truck over to Tiny's one night. He runs over all the cars that Tiny sells. Good old-fashioned monster truck stuff here. No one hears this destructive machine running over all these cars in the bar.
It's a happening time, dude.
Cotton Eye Joe is playing way too loud that night, apparently. One drunk finally wanders out, looks over and sees what happened, goes back in and says, "Give me whatever you got." Joey even destroys Tiny's Cadillac. After all the fun, Joey finally gets his rocks off with Misty back at the house. Misty says she's going away to school, though.
Real missed opportunity that they didn't get Ned Beatty in like a fucking Power Wheels the rest of the movie. You know, he'd fit comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
The Bigfoot Power Wheel? Or the Jeep?
I got one too now, boy.
Get this damn door open.
We put an extra battery on it.
An 87 battery-powered Power Wheel. Has about 15 minutes of charge.
That's at 20.
Well,
Vic, go get the D-cells.
The next morning, the police are investigating what happened at Tiny's place. The sheriff asks who might have done this. Tiny says, "I have no clue." Sheriff says, "What happened to your arm? Did you slip in the shower?" "No, it tripped over my dick." My wife laughed at that joke. She's like, "That was pretty good."
Well, the sheriff, to his credit, is like, "Yeah, it happens to me all the time."
oh yeah, then why is your arm a sling? Fucking liar.
I got better balance. Later that day at the bar, Tiny wants revenge for what happened, and he wants Vic to lead the bastard squad to get revenge. Double revenge.
It's really piling up in this one, isn't it, Dan?
Did you rethink your movie after you saw all this revenge in this movie?
I think you'll see when we get there.
All right. That night, Tiny's bastards take some shotgun to Steven Tyler's rig. They use pump action shotguns. Is that 12?
Who gives a shit?
As he's being chased, he does call out on the radio that he needs help. Joey does hear this as he's working on his killer monster truck there. The bastards flatten Steven Tyler's tires. His rig shuts down. They start unloading shotguns at him. But all of a sudden, here comes the monster truck of death to the rescue.
It seems unbelievable. I mean, Steven, who's already killed 3 people, you feel like he wouldn't have a problem taking these 2 out, right?
Over.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault.
I understand that, but
Still, you got a taste for it now.
Yeah.
Probably never felt so powerful in all of his life.
I do think, though, that it's... I would have liked him to take a little bit more action.
Instead of just ducking.
I think there's a missed opportunity with like the tragedy and his response to it. If that makes sense, like he's just gone. He's done after this. That's a bummer.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't really come back. It was like he got in a love in an elevator and went down. It didn't work as good as I thought it would. Going down. It says it, but I can't hear it.
There's no way that anybody's going to just press play on this fucking episode, dude.
It's probably like the last single you can use. Although Cryin was, I guess that was Just Push Play and Jaded was on that album, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
as well as
Mama Kid.
Cryin, what's your favorite color?
Well, which album are you talking about?
Just Push Play.
Oh, see, I was thinking Live in Tokyo '89. It's got, several different. It's probably got several different albums, but
yeah, who's playing guitar on that one, Cryin?
probably same guy as the. I mean, the albums are pretty close.
Just some Joe.
Yeah.
Just your average Joe.
Strummer.
No.
I would say you're not close, but you're not very far away.
Not very far away. Joe Barry Farveve.
Just type that in the episode description, Dan.
I was going to say, Cryin tries to figure out the lead guitarist.
No, not even that. Just type Joe Perry Farveve. What was the shit that Trump tweeted out like 10 years ago? Kofafi or whatever?
Yeah, that's Kofifi.
Kofifi.
All right.
We were doing so fucking good, too. We were making such great time.
All right. This monster truck comes out of nowhere, man. It fucking's got flames flowing out of it. It looks like a death machine.
It looks badass. I don't know why Bones hates it so much.
I don't hate it. I
looks
just
cool
don't.
As hell, dude.
I don't know why it's like,
Is it the flames or is it the tires?
It's the proportions. It's the combination of stuff. It's the fact that there's this like boxy cab.
I kind of like that about it. I mean, looks. He can't just roll out in like the Gravedigger and be like, "I built this in my shed, in my jack shack."
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's kind of got to look rough and metal, and
Yeah, but it also doesn't look like there's an actual truck underneath there that he built upon, if that makes sense. Like it could be a boxy commercial cab underneath there. But I don't know. It's a nitpick. I still like that we are physically seeing a monster truck move through the environment. So, that's awesome.
All right. He runs over one bastard and Dick screws the other that escapes in the van. And you actually see the door on the drill, the Dick drill here. It makes short work of these fools. The sheriff gets briefed on what happened the night before. Who the hell, why the hell, and what the hell? Those are the burning questions. It remains a mystery. To the sheriffs, at least. Back at the bar, Tiny freaks out on the remaining bastards and throws mashed potatoes all over our place.
We gotta eat. Oh, you got to eat.
Tony says that Joey...
Who's, are the strippers
Joey
making
Russo
their dinner?
Or Tiny says that Joey Russo has
to I think so.
Pay.
Whoa.
And the boys
Has
need to
the
get it
lag
done.
torch been passed?
Misty
so.
is concerned about Joey, so she heads over, but she's harassed.
Oh, hi.
Did I come back in?
Yeah, keep going.
What was the last that you heard? I guess I'm recording.
I don't know.
This thing's flipping the fuck out.
You're all right. I was asking who's making their dinner. Is it like the strippers that work there? Do they have to like cook up a family meal before they go home?
Yeah, I kind of thought that
too. Are there live-in strippers?
Well, yeah, it's like the only building in town.
Mm-hmm. It seems to be the only place of employment. Yeah.
You get $1 a day room and board and 3 square meals.
You can have our leftovers. Better make enough, because I'm going to throw this shit.
I do like at the end of that scene, Ned Beatty yells out, like, we're going to need some more mashed potatoes down here. And I couldn't figure out if, like, was he talking to, like, a PA on the set? Like, I know we're going to go again.
Oh, it's like the Fortin with Will. I peed my pants.
All right. Did you guys hear me say that Tiny says Joey Russo needs to pay and the boys need to get it done?
I totally heard that. There was no internet issue at all. You can continue on with your plot breakdown because you
don't
are a film reviewer. You're an archivist.
We're critics and comedians at the 5 Day Rentals podcast.
Misty's concerned about Joey, so she heads over, but she's harassed by 2 of Tiny's bastards. They're very unkind to her.
Yeah.
Joey shows back up. He finds Misty, cleans her up, sets out to find these fucking dickwads.
This, I do thank you for blowing over it, but her reaction and acting when he shows up and she's laying there screaming for help is one of the more crushing things that I've seen on the show in a really long time. Bum me the fuck out. Yeah.
Canadian Oscars were given out. I don't think to this movie, but they were given out in 1987.
Are there Canadian Oscars or do they fall under the BAFTAs?
They probably got their own. I would guess they had their own thing. They got the Queen on their money, don't they?
They're French.
Careful. Only
French
one
Canadians.
Province.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. I mean, there's French in the culture, but they still answer to the crown.
Heavy influence.
They bend that knee. Come on, join us over here.
51. 51. 51.
No. Don't do it, Canada. All right, these two, they camped out after their whole escapade. They wake up, they brag to each other about last night's activities. One mentions that the Joey guy will be looking for him, and he'll be pissed. All of a sudden, Joey's monster truck machine sneaks up on these motherfuckers, and the chase is on. The bastards outrun Joey and hide again in a field. One goes out to look to see if they can find Joey. They don't see anything. He comes back. But Joey comes in hot and crushes the truck and runs down one of the bastards in a cornfield. The other one gets to like a factory of some sort. He tries to hide, but Joey just runs through everything he's trying to hide. He finally makes it to like a little office. Joey just runs right through that fucking thing.
Well, and the factory has all kinds of great like ramps and barrels and like fun monster truck stuff.
Classic blue barrels. They look like the barrels I use for our rain gutter collection to water the garden through the summer.
He hits that door and like the truck, he hits it so hard it like twists the truck.
The truck has a difficult time maneuvering through this warehouse.
But it's real. Yeah. So Joey runs right through it, killing this guy. Later that day, sheriff investigates the scene, gives a television interview. They think they know who's doing it. but or they think they know who's killing the Doyle boys. Misty's at home resting. She hears the news that 2 Doyle brothers have died. She calls Joey, but he doesn't answer. Joey's at the hospital that night visiting Big Joe. The sheriff stops in and questions him about the Doyle situation. Sheriff explains that killing is against the law. Sheriff believes that the guy who's doing this has made his point and probably should retire. Misty rushes in to get Joey. Sheriff says, all right, give me a call if you guys need me. Here's my beeper. Misty knows it's Joey. She begs him to stop. The doc comes in to let Joey know that Big Joe has passed. Joey busts out of the hospital, tells Misty to go home. It's a quiet night at Tiny's.
Go make me a casserole. I'm hungry, damn it. Haven't eaten since my mom died.
Not tuna this time.
You set a precedent. I lose a family member, you bring me a hot dish.
It's a quiet night at Tiny's. Him and Vic.
Hash brown. There's no protein in this, damn it.
Him and Vic, they're kind of on the edge.
Carbs and dairy.
Since they just lost 2 more brothers. Vic's hearing shit. He asks Tiny if Joey's going to show.
You
Tiny
think I'm
asks
a
how
chicken
come he
shit?
wasn't with his brothers.
You think I'm a chicken shit? Say it.
I ain't no chicken shit.
No chicken shit.
He looks like, like, remember at the end of The Mask when the bad guy puts on the mask and he gets like the big jaw?
Mm-hmm.
He has like kind of that vibe to it. He has like I don't know, Crispin Glover on roids kind of a face,
I could see that.
Like, and they do a good job in the fact that like all the brothers, like all the actors squint. They have the same sort of like squinty look about them. I can't do it right now because I got my UV glasses on, or my blue light ones. But yeah, they're all like they're playing up like I'm fucking hungover and I can't see shit.
Mm-hmm.
So good casting on this Goons.
Yeah.
All right. Vic starts screaming, I ain't no chicken shit. Vic freaks out, points a shotgun at Tiny. He wants Tiny to say he ain't no chicken shit. But Tiny hits him with some, I knew you never had any balls. What a dad. Outside, Joey shows up in his death machine and starts fucking shit up. He runs straight through the bar this time. It fucks up Tiny and Vic, but they avoid death. Joey makes another run through the bar as the cops show up. Misty's with the sheriff. What a fucking snitch.
Oh, I'm sorry that she's trying to do like the right thing.
Is that an Aerosmith song?
No, we got the Joe Perry dozen, so we're good.
It might be on Live in Berlin, 91. It had a few unreleased tracks.
Listen, you an Aerosmith vinyl cron. Joey stops his truck and gets out to hug Misty, but Tiny pops up from the wreckage and tries to shoot, but Sheriff...
But not the deputy.
No, not the deputy, it's Sheriff. He pops up and puts one through Tiny. Puts one right in his fucking head. Sheriff goes down as well.
Yeah, they shoot each other at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Doesn't the cop know that that's illegal, though? Like, it's against the law to kill people?
Well, the judge will say
Hypocrite.
Tiny did you see him pull the trigger?
Oh, that's right. And surely Tiny had more than 2 beers.
Ah. 2 seems to be the magic number.
Well, 2 is basically 0. We already established that.
Yeah.
2 makes the perfect pair.
They're just too far apart. They go over to check on the sheriff, but Vic, he gets into this monster truck and starts chasing Joey and Misty. Misty hides inside a large drain pipe as Vic chases Joey.
It's kind of a bummer that Jane wasn't there, because Janie's always got a gun.
I think we'll end on that one.
What?
That's pretty good. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Jamie's got a gun. Oh, fuck. Hey, I'll start running. That's not another teen movie.
Yep. Which, for my money, still fucking holds up. Laugh per minute on that thing is incredible.
When did you watch it last?
I think I watched it like 2 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago, yeah.
All right.
It was still decent.
I mean, that's solid. I got Grandma's Boy recently because I was like, man, I have such fond memories of this. And I watched like 40 minutes and I was like, I'm going to turn this off now.
Yeah.
It doesn't age well.
It's just real dated at this point. So
At the time, I remember not being too keen on a lot of the performances, though. Like, it really felt like, oh, this is an independent movie boosted by the fact that they're his friends.
mm-hmm.
Like, this dude is not a leading man.
It's all right. Like, I'm not going to completely knock it, but
It's funnier than this show. Yeah.
Hey, I got to rewatch it.
Come on, man. Nick Swartz in that little race car bed. Calls his parents his roommates.
mm-hmm.
The one guy
His
thinks
buddy,
he's a robot.
Buddy comes over and cranks off to a Laura Croft doll.
Wow, that movie really
CB
informed
radio.
Cryin.
That's about where I turned it off.
Building a room, guys. All right, Vic pulls out.
I'm not a robot.
What's his line? I know I'm just a man, but I'm trying to change that.
Misty hides inside a large drain pipe. Vic pulls out the truck's drill dick and starts pushing it towards Misty in the pipe. Of course, there is a metal piece at the end of the pipe, so she can't get out. Joey climbs on the monster truck and puts his jacket over the exhaust. This smokes out Vic. The drill keeps moving slowly towards Misty. Smoke finally gets the best of Vic. He jumps out of the cab.
What a chicken shit.
These two start fighting. Joey gets the upper hand eventually and pushes Vic's head under the monster truck. It runs it over. Joey Joey quickly gets in the monster truck and stops the drill right before it gets to Misty and gets her out of the pipe. Sheriff is briefed that Vic was the one killing all his brothers, and he was the one driving the monster truck. Even though Sheriff doesn't know that's not true.
Well, when they fucking brush for Prince and they see that his asshole was in that chair, that's...
You're done, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Spot on.
You sat in this fucking chair, dude.
Joey and Misty, they walk into the rising sun with bright futures ahead of them. And that concludes Rolling Vengeance from 1987. Cryin, hit us with that research.
Oh, wow. Released in 1987. It's a Canadian production. And 100% certified revenge movie. Thanks, Dan. Back to you.
Also,
Gentlemen,
2 monster trucks were made for this movie, and the guy who built them kept one, and it operated as Super Pete for several years after.
Yes, it's because of Peterbilt. But after years of abuse, it was finally scrapped. This was released October 2nd of 1987.
Years of abuse. Was that like a bunch of drunks in the back of a pickup with, hey, that's the monster truck you could shoot at?
Mm-hmm. They finally said, this truck has taken too many lives.
That's the one we can get in the back of and throw beer bottles at people.
Show it your asshole. He likes that.
It'll drill you.
Released October 2nd of 1987. No information on the budget. I don't think it was in a box office, so no information on that.
This played in the Philippines, no doubt.
Oh, it probably still is. At the cinema that month will be a repeat. You figure out which episode that is, but I'll still name the movies. Near Dark, which you could find on the 5 Day Rentals podcast. The Princess Bride. Prince of Darkness, which you could find on the 5 Day Rentals podcast. The Hidden, which you can also find on the 5 Day Rentals podcast. And Like Father, Like Son. And there might be another one in there.
Which you can
shortly find on the 5 Day Rentals podcast.
I was going to say, Mike Johnson, right? The fucking congressman dude. He's the one that has that. He got mocked because him and his son have that app where they can track each other's internet history.
Why the fuck would you want to do that?
To keep them pure.
That's scary.
Keep those buttholes free of indentation and sin.
I'd be looking up some fucked up shit.
How to kill my dad. Oops.
Yeah.
Murder suicides. Is my dad really a bad guy? Written by Michael Thomas Montgomery, who also wrote the Gary Busey film Eye of the Tiger, which was also, according to him, a revenge action film.
Strong contender for Bones' selection on Wet Ass Busey.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. No more sequel categories.
You were literally in a
I know. And you
sequel.
made it a revenge category again, so I'm calling it. I was trying to course correct. We're done.
It's
you can do that.
You can't stop revenge from being in big rigs.
This was
you can make that rule for yourself, buddy.
And that's not a pro towards Cryin. That's a negative.
I think we don't need to make any more categories. I think we could just cover all of the movies that people tell us that we should have covered for a category.
No, fuck that.
That would cover a whole year.
Orders. We can't let the Discord win.
Or we just look up like, the most popular movies and just start covering those.
You guys want to do The Brutalist?
I don't think that would appear on a list of the most popular movies.
Right now, it's a very popular movie.
I don't know. You won't cover JFK for Cryin and I.
I
can't expect you to
talk
cover
for 3 days about JFK.
That's what The Brutalist
Plus,
would be.
The guests I have lined up:
John F. Kennedy.
Robert F. Kennedy.
What's one measles death?
It's not. All right, guys. It's time. Rate my box.
Take me up inside.
Oh, yeah. 3.1 average user rating.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Cryin, I think you went a little smarter. You gave Dan a 3.5. I gave him a 3. Cryin, I'm going to give you a 3.
Bones. I don't know. You've been a little negative on this one. Does it get the bones bump? I think I'm going to go 2.5 for bones.
Cron Howard, I'm going 3.5 for you. Bones, I'm going 3.0.
Shut the fuck up, Cron. I got this. If you tell me, hey, I got this revenge movie. Check it out. The guy getting revenge has a monster truck. I'm fucking sold. About 30 minutes into this thing, I'm thinking, wait, what? Because the fun of a monster truck does not outweigh the absolute emotional fucking damage that this thing expects you to just sort of move past. There's the John Mulaney joke about taking a girl to go see Ray, the Ray Charles biopic, and them walking out of the movie, and she's like, I liked it, but I could have done without the whole dead brother thing. And he's like, yeah, so could have Ray Charles. Great joke. The guy's a fucking GOAT now, in my mind. Top 5. But I didn't need mom and 2 daughters to die. I didn't need dad die. I didn't need kind of frenemy, fellow truck driver, sort of responsible for the death, but not responsible for the death. I don't need what happens to the girlfriend to also happen. I'm already bought in on one of those. You could look at something like Death Wish, particularly like Death Wish 2, where you're like, Jesus Christ, they don't need all of that damage on the daughter. They don't need all of that damage on the maid. They don't need all of that. The difference in tone with that is largely a performance of all of like the goons and then the eventual ramp up. I think 3 is the peak of what the Death Wish tragedy meets fun. The back end of this movie is not fun enough or vengeful or chaotic or pulpy enough to outweigh how fucking tragic it is, because at the hour point I'm thinking, oh, he just ran over that guy. Oh, he just ran over that guy. You've laid such a strong foundation that I need dudes like wrapped around the fucking monster truck wheel, and I see 12 rotations of them like slowly get flattened. I need heads taken off. I need absolute brutal carnage to viscerally compensate the emotional turmoil I went through. That being said, it's a revenge movie with a guy in a monster truck. So it's still pretty fucking fun. It's obvious that this is made pretty on the cheap. It's practical effects. Performances are still pretty good. But on something that I really should have been bought in, and even with the bones bump, I'm giving this a 3.0.
All right, dudes. Rolling vengeance. Bones, I mean, if you're saying you didn't need all those people to die, like, what's the motivation for the revenge at that point?
Or you want me to talk?
Yeah, I guess, because you said I don't need the mom and the family to die, but it's like there has to be something that we need to get vengeance for.
If I wasn't clear, I apologize. One of those is fine.
Okay, I'm with you.
I think one inciting is fine. I think the dad being injured and taken out is great. and I've opened it back up. The other thing too that it fails at is expressing any guilt. There's no substance to like his changing mentality and emotion through it. They try to do it with some stuff with the girlfriend, but it's not enough. He's just such a bland, like, oh, this fucking, like, you expect that from Bronson because that's Charles Bronson. And in this, it's like all of these chaotic things keep happening, and it doesn't seem like it takes him down a further peg. He's still just on the same route. Sorry. But you're correct. There needed to be a motivator for the revenge.
Right. I think I'm with you now. So, I mean, I think I do like how hard this movie goes in terms of we're going to destroy this guy. And I mean, I think if I compare it to some of the stuff you brought up, like Death Wish 2, I mean, that's like way overkill, I think, compared to this. Like, it's a lot more focused on like the sexual assault of it all versus this, which is just kind of like, we're going to keep killing your family. I don't know. Like, I wasn't too bumped off by all the ratcheting up of this guy's family being like laid to waste. I think the premise of this movie is, do you want a revenge movie that has a monster truck? So I've always kind of heard of this, and I was like, that sounds very interesting, like something I'd be into. And I think the movie delivers on that premise, right? Like, you do get 45 minutes of setup, and then you get 45 minutes of, all right, now we're going to do the monster truck thing. I think they wrote that back half kind of around the stunts, around the truck segments. So to me, that would be like a baseline 3. Like, the movie delivered on what it was promising it was going to deliver. I'm going to bump this to a 3.5. I think what really sold it for me is just Ned Beatty's performance. Because it is so ridiculous. Like, him and his family, I think they are having fun. I think they're being goofy. Ned Beatty's character is essentially like the bad guy in a cartoon before he gets turned into like a mutant rhinoceros. I mean, it's so over the top that it's fucking funny, and he's screaming about mashed potatoes, and I don't know, there's like enough ridiculous stuff in here that this kind of gets like a campy vibe to it. I think 3.5 is good. It delivers on its premise, and then you get fun performances, some good for what it is writing. I don't know. I had a good time watching it. 3.5.
Thank you, Cryin. Rolling Vengeance, 1987, directed by Stephen Hillard Stern. I agree with Cryin. I think it delivers on, if you even look at the cover, you're like, all right, you kind of know what you're going to get. I think, yes, you get the 45 minutes of setup, the 45 minutes of killing. But I also agree with Bones. I think we need a little more gore in there and just some gnarly shit. Ned Beatty is good. I think all the Vic and all the bastards are very well done. But I also echo Bones as well. Do we really need Big Joe to die? Like, at the end, can't the dude have his dad? Joey, very bland, I agree. But maybe he's just so emotionally, like, done that's the way it is. That's how hollow he is now. Which is weird. That's why the, like, sex scene was weird to me. That, like, okay, he's totally destroyed, but I'm going to have sex with this chick. I mean, he's a man, you know, okay, I get it. But yeah, it was still a little weird on that. In the end, you have a good time, though. I think I'm going to have to say it's a 3.0, but I think at any point, if there's a rewatch, it could jump to a 5. But yeah, I needed a little bit more. I needed some blood, baby. I think that's what I needed. I needed a little bit more blood. Or some blood. I don't think we get any blood.
All right, guys. Let's see. Rolling Vengeance would have an average score from the three of us of 3.17. Pretty in line with Letterboxd there. Guys, this thing, amazingly, I'll say, would land at number 70 on the big list.
Clean.
And it would be tied with Death Wish 3.
Wow.
This would currently be right below Rad at 69 and right above Split Second at 72.
It's a 1 point over here, Cryin, and a 0.5 for you.
Man, I'm getting destroyed in Rate My Letterboxd this season.
I was trying to think about Savage Streets, right? Which is something that obviously has maybe the most brutal thing we've ever had on the show. And then later in the movie, there's also another amplified death. But I was trying to think about like that movie is like kind of goofy throughout. But my recall is that there's like some turmoil with her, right? Like her having to accept and like work through that stuff. And the ending of that feeling a little bit more satisfying. And Cryin, to your point about like to bring it back to Death Wish 2, I think that's kind of why I prefer 3, because like it ramps up to him like hitting a guy with an RPG out of a fucking window, you know? Like when I say I could have done without all of this, I'm saying if you know what the end product is, what the climax is going to be, and you know what your high is going to, I don't feel like that high compensates for how low you go. And if this is just like a straightforward tragedy, like this guy going down into the depths, and Death Wish 2, like there's a lot of who is this vigilante, and he goes to a hotel room and changes into his costume before he goes out at night. You know, there's like kind of an attempt. It's not as psychological or detrimental as the original Death Wish. And then Dan, like you brought up, like the sex scene is really weird because it feels like kind of out of order. You know, like there should be like a rise back up. Like I'm healing. I killed 2 of them. I'm healing now. And then they attack the dad. Oh shit! I lost myself. Like. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like the whininess of I didn't need all of that. It's more about, I think, just on the graph, it doesn't balance for me.
I mean,
so
I think I would have liked. I mean, I would have liked more action and more ridiculous kills in a way, like something to heighten that part of the movie. But I feel like that almost gets into like a budgetary thing of. Like maybe they just didn't have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to like ding it on that because I'm sure they would have liked to do that too.
And if I'm at the round table and they're like, we don't have enough money to do all this and we can't then I'm going to go, then don't fucking kill the dad. Then don't do that. Or don't do that to the girlfriend. Just keep her as here's my last Aerosmith, as the angel, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She's the beacon at the end that he's trying to get to. Like, another great, like, fucking ramp revenge flick is Mandy. Like, what happens to her is fucking brutal. But goddamn, if you don't end the movie with a fucking chainsaw fight, like,
at least throw some blood on the tires. I need a little blood on the tires.
Well, I mean, I do think they, like, Rolling Vengeance, right? You're selling the movie on this is a monster truck film. So I feel like that you've almost written yourself into a corner of, like, we have to put enough monster truck stuff into the movie to justify this. But then, it's like, would it have been cheaper to shoot a fake RPG at an old shed and have it explode? But then it's like, now you've taken a stun away from the monster truck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but think about how Ned Beatty dies. Ned Beatty dies just in a quick headshot, you know? Like,
a big explosion at the end would have been fun.
Yeah, or the one time you're going to ramp the truck, you know, results in him getting crushed or something, you know? Like,
right.
That's really what my beef is, and it was enough where after the first watch I was like, what is not sitting right? Because this is hitting, like, it's so corny. This music is fucking, like, hitting, you know? I'm like, I can't wait to see this fucking monster truck. And then on the second watch I was just like, this is fucking draining, and that's why. And I know how it ends, and it's I don't know.
You're just as wrecked as Joey, man.
Yeah. But, and so I could see somebody who's like, didn't you give fucking Savage Streets like a 3.5? And, you know, like, I can see that argument, but just, like I said, the graphing it out, I'm like, this equation doesn't balance. So, is this the most we've fucking actually dissected a movie in a while? A fucking monster truck revenge movie?
Yeah, we got pretty deep with Poison Ivy there at the beginning.
Yeah, they fucking lied to us, man.
It's gonna pick up.
Lily better pick up, dude.
You only see Scarrett's ass? The fuck?
All right. Dan, can we get out of here?
Yeah, let's get out of here. Rolling Vengeance, 1987. Check it out if you get a chance. It's on YouTube. Get the Blu-ray or DVD from Kino Libar or whatever. What's the fuck their name?
Kino Lorber.
Lorber. KL.
Beautiful Blu-ray.
A beautiful Blu-ray.
I'll drop the beautiful YouTube link if I think about it.
Yeah, check it out. But Cryin will take us to the finish line here with Big Rigs 3 on the road again. So we need some more mashed potatoes down here.
Cryin is so fucking mad right now.
Yeah, you took mine, dude. Now I gotta look at my notes.
It's literally right there. It's written out.
Crash and burn chicken shit.
Someday someone's gonna punch you in the mouth and put it into your sex life. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the 5-Day Rentals podcast.
Did you bring fucking snacks?
Me?
Did you get laid?
Yeah, you were in the fucking Monster Truck show for 2 fucking hours.
I ate 2 pretzels and a funnel cake.
You didn't bring 2 pretzels and a funnel cake out for us?
No. You guys had your time in there.
I was driving a fucking monster truck, dude. I didn't have time for the concessions.
It's too loud for me.
I got sucked off in there.
By who?
Did you get paid?
Oh man. There was so much mud and dirt flying. It's hard to tell.
You sure it wasn't the vibrations of all the motors or the fucking monster trucks?
No. It wasn't that. I would know the difference.
What's the line in Point Aim Sue? The mud and the blood and the beer.
I'm most worried about the blood. All right, guys. This is the end of Revenge 6, Big Rigs 3, On the Road Again. The secret revenge category we all knew was here. We've, of course, covered Space Truckers and Rolling Vengeance. Now, I learned pre-record that you've both been poking around in the Plex and have spoiled all the surprises that await you. So I guess you already know what movie we're watching.
It seems only fair considering you spoil my categories.
How did I spoil it?
You can't
I'm picking a truck
You
movie.
can't even say the name of it.
I did.
And I follow your category to a T last year and get mocked.
It's the argument. It's the argument that'll never end. I did take this as a revenge category without the revenge moniker. There is a movie that, guys, was put on my radar a few years ago, and I thought about bringing it to this podcast at several points. Problem was, I could never find the damn thing. It's hard as hell to track down. In fact, when I was really wanting to get it for this category, I could find one DVD copy being sold by a Canadian distributor. It's like, fuck, I gotta import this thing. It's a DVD. It's already expensive to begin with. But luckily I reached out to one of our guys that's been able to find a few pennies from heaven in the past. I said, hey man, is there any way you could help me track this thing down? He said, no problem at all. I know about this movie because in the last Big Rigs category, guys, we covered this poster behind me. This is Road Games. This is a trucking movie that stars the one and only Stacy Keach. So for the end of Big Rigs 3, On the Road Again, we will be watching a trucking movie starring Stacy Keach. The name of this film is Silent Thunder, aka Revenge on the Highway. Don't get too excited by this announcement. This is before he had any substantial budget, but this is directed by Craig R. Baxley, who also did Dark Angel and Stone Cold.
3-timer here. He got his own fucking direction.
Just mixed in throughout the seasons. But yeah, guys, Revenge on the Highway. I tried to read up on this movie a little bit. I think at some point this was released as a TV movie, but the version that we're watching is what Baxley originally shot. So there's a little more, like sex and violence in it. But I think the only distribution he could get was through like a TV deal. So they recut it and released it that way.
Sweet. Looking forward to it.
This bad boy is only available in SD. It is on the Plex. Dan, I'll get you a copy.
All right. Thank you, sir. Bones?
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you mean, eh?
This isn't the way you wanted this category to go?
No. It's tough when it's like a movie that is super fucking hard to find. Like, I feel bad. Like, I don't know.
I do think there's a rip of this on YouTube. I'm not sure which version it is. But it is somewhat available publicly.
And the other thing that I'm like, damn, is, so this is an alternate title is Silent Thunder.
I saw it listed both as, like, if you look at the cover that was released, it's Silent Thunder. So Plex has its own database, and when I put it on there, it came up as Revenge on the Highway. So I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm guessing one was Baxley's cut and the other was the TV cut, but I don't know which was which.
Okay. But we just did Rolling Vengeance. Now we're doing Silent Thunder, and there's a movie called Rolling Thunder, I think. And I'm just wondering how often Dan and I are going to say Rolling Thunder in the future when we're like, what was that episode about Xerox in your ass? And that fucking, I don't know. I feel like we've almost, Aerosmith, was that a season 1, season 2 through line? So.
Not as detailed as this one, though.
Okay.
I mean, we could just call this Revenge on the Highway if that makes it easier for you.
I would say for the sake of it, how you find it on Letterboxd, we should call it Revenge on the Highway.
All right, we can go with that title.
Okay.
So it says Revenge on the Highway as a title, but on the picture, it's Silent Thunder.
Yeah. And that's me accepting the fact that, like, revenge is in the title. God damn it.
I mean, I knew this was a secret Revenge 6 category. And honestly, Dan did too. So.
No.
Well, you picked a pretty revenge-heavy movie.
I picked Blacktop because I thought, all right, Big Rigs is... We'll get to that later on.
Well, I guess Nabel was trying to get revenge on SAGs and Space Truckers, right? Cool.
Exactly.
Revenge. All right. It's matters closed. Let's move on. Let's find another fucking bit.
It's not a
to
revenge
beat into the ground.
category.
Oh, man, you're going to hate my next category.
Honestly,
too bad you're not up.
Whatever your next category is, I'm going AWOL.
You can't go AWOL.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you doing that? I picked a movie that fits your criteria, dude. I am the most honorable on this podcast.
What is the name of what's the name of this category?
We can call it Big Rigs 3
On the Road Again.
On the Road Again.
Okay.
Which technically, Bones, you went to space, so that's not a road.
And then like brackets, and then like kind of small text.
Hey,
No.
Hey, Doc Brown, hold on a second. It wasn't a literal road. It was back on the metaphorical road of getting Big Rigs back to not being a revenge thing. It's a bad subtitle.
The movie is Revenge on the Highway. We will be
I had a lot of
covering
fun
it
today, though. I hope you guys did too.
on the next episode of the 5 Day Rentals podcast. Until then, crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.